Hey guys, so I really wanted to share with you my labour story. Well, not really wanted to share with you my labour story, but I know that a lot of you are curious to know what went on when I had baby Chase. I've got some friends that maybe haven't seen yet, and also clients and followers who are following my fit pregnancy and also my post-baby journey who would want to know just a little bit more about my labour. Boys who don't want to listen, definitely turn away, but those of you that are curious, I'll tell you a little bit more about it. It was pretty insane. So on Wednesday morning, the 6th of April, which tomorrow makes, it was 6 weeks tomorrow since I had Chase. So yeah, on the 6th of April, around about 6:30 in the morning, I woke up just normally. My husband went to work and I was off on maternity leave, and I sort of felt like I was starting to get weird kind of period type cramps, but being pregnant you get all sorts of weird cramps anyway, so I didn't really think it was much. I just sort of thought, I feel a bit weird and I'll keep an eye on it. So I sort of had these weird kind of cramping pains lower down all day and ended up realising they were definitely contractions. Rang the hospital quite a few times to sort of let them know how far apart the contractions were, and then they just let you know when they want you to go down to hospital, because they definitely don't want everyone there really early and hang around the hospital when they're going to not have a baby for a couple of days. So by lunchtime I'd sort of realised that, yep, this is definitely really real labour and it's getting really painful. So I called hubby Heath and said, come home from work, I think that it's going to happen kind of soon, because he was working around about an hour away that day, so I made him come home. So about 1:30 he was home, and by then it was pretty obvious I was in pain. I was walking around out the front of the house, pacing up and down and breathing through my contractions and trying really hard to, I guess, be like really calm with the pain and not be nervous or anything like that, but just kind of, yeah, feel how long they were going for and record them on my phone. You can get really good contraction apps, so anyone who's about to have a baby soon, download a free app. They're really good and handy for that. You just press start and stop, and that really helped me when I was timing mine. So by about 4 o'clock my contractions were 1.5 minutes apart and lasting for about 40 seconds, and they were definitely getting to the point where it was really uncomfortable to sit down. All day I'd been walking around anyway, like up and down my hallway and breathing through them. It wasn't really nice to sit down, but by then I was like, yeah, it's time to go to the hospital and yeah, see what's next. So we jumped in the car and went to the hospital, which is about half an hour drive. In the car, which was, like I say, half an hour, I had 10 contractions in that space of time, which so it was definitely what was happening, and I was in a lot of pain. Baby Chase is joining the rest of the labour story because I put him to bed and he decided he doesn't want to sleep, so seems like he's making a bit of a pattern of joining in my vlogs, which hence is the reason why I'm doing it as a video and not typing out my blogs, because there's no time with two hands free. So I got to the hospital and had a midwife assess me, and she said, look, a lot of first time mums don't really know what labour is, and it could be Braxton Hicks, so we're going to assess you. And obviously I was thinking, well, no way is it Braxton Hicks, but obviously this lady knows what she's doing. So I let her assess me, and she said, look, you're only 2 centimetres, which we don't consider real labour. So in hospital terms, 2 centimetres isn't real labour. So she said, look, it's going to be around about 1 centimetre an hour for you to continue to dilate, because most people take about 1 centimetre an hour for their first time pregnancy. So she said you've got at least 8 hours before you be pushing, and you know, you may as well go home because you're going to be much more comfortable there. Because I live half an hour, perhaps even a bit more from the hospital, I thought, no way am I going home. It's way too uncomfortable. So I said, well, I'd rather just stay here. And also, I've been controlling my pain all day, and by then it was quite painful. So I said, look, if it's going to be like another 8 hours, I don't think I can handle this, you know, pain for a lot longer. So can I just have some pain relief? She said, yeah, the only pain relief we can give you is Panadol. So she gave me 2 Panadol, and she said, look, that's all you can have. Maybe you and your husband would like to go out for dinner just to pass some time, because it will probably be a while. And I was sort of laughing, thinking there's no way in hell that I would want to eat right now. Like, I'm definitely not hungry. So hubby and I stayed at the hospital, and we just thought we'll keep waiting. I got a bit emotional because I was kind of pissed off, to be honest, that I'd gone to the hospital so early. I thought I'd done really well and controlled the pain all day, and it turned out I was in 2 centimetres and apparently not in labour, which kind of really offended me and made me feel a bit frustrated in my own choices of going to hospital at that time. The midwife asked me to lay down and stay laying down for 40 minutes. She said she wanted to see if any fluid was coming out, to see if my waters might have broken when I didn't know, if they were, I guess, kind of leaking. So even though it was the worst thing in the world to actually lay down, it was really uncomfortable, I did what she said and I laid down. She went and had her tea break, which was 20 minutes long, and came back. When she came back, I was just like in so much more pain. So every contraction I had in those 20 minutes when she was gone, every time it doubled, like the pain was really, really intense. And by the time she came back, I was like squirming, holding on to the side of the bed, just like in a lot of pain. And I was actually getting the urge to push, so I told her that, and she thought I was crazy, but I just, yeah, your body knows what to do, and I was definitely feeling like a pushing feeling. So she assessed me again and decided perhaps she would check. I told her I was about in 5 times more pain than when she was there 20 minutes ago. So she had another look, and then she sort of changed her tune. She was like, oh, okay, yep, you have done really well. And she didn't really say much to me, but she kind of started going to like moving faster and kind of panic mode. She said, oh, we're going to move you to another room and your baby's actually going to be here really, really soon. And I didn't really know what she meant by that, but I just knew I was in a shitload of pain. So she moved us to another room, and I could hardly walk, like I was holding on to her shoulders, and I was just like breathing like crazy moving to the other room. I think probably in hindsight I was actually in that transition stage then, so I was kind of going a bit mental. She took me into the other room and she said to me, look, you're actually 8 centimeters and we're going to break your waters for you right now, and you're going to be pushing this baby out right now, like baby's going to come now. So when she said that 20 minutes after she told me I was going to be there all night and to go out for dinner, clearly I was a bit like in shock, but I did know my body and that I was in a lot of pain, and I almost wasn't surprised because I could feel that things had really escalated. I said to her that I thought I might want some pain relief because I was really in a shitload of pain then. I had no birth plan, I had no plan to have pain relief, but at that time I was like, no, I definitely need some help, this is really painful. And she said to me, oh, I'm sorry, you've actually missed pain relief now because you're 8 centimeters, which means that it's too late and she can't give me any now. So I was like pretty annoyed because I had thought, I'd told her 20 minutes ago I was in a lot of pain and she gave me 2 Panadol, and now when I have asked for pain relief, it was too late. So clearly nothing I could do about it. I was having this baby with no pain relief at all. I had the gas, which kind of doesn't work, but mentally it makes you think that it's working. So that kind of did help give me something to focus on. I had the gas and I pushed for 2 hours roughly. He got really stuck toward the end, so they took the gas off of me and I was completely with it, completely knowing what was going on and just pushing like a psycho. They had got me in different positions, and they, toward the end, had said to me, if you don't get this baby out in the next few pushes, we're going to have to intervene. So they were going to get doctors in. They actually had called a doctor to come along and have a look, and they were considering forceps or some kind of, intervention to get this baby out in a hurry because he was quite stuck. When they called doctors to come, that really worried me because I was really determined to have a natural birth if I could, and really didn't want to have a C-section if I could avoid it, and obviously didn't want to be cut or anything yucky like that. So they told me that, you've got to get this baby out. Hubby was really good. He got me in sort of like the zone, kind of, I guess, sort of weirded like a workout where I just thought, stuff this, I'm just going to get this shit done because I really didn't want to be cut or anything like that. So I just kind of went crazy and pushed the baby out naturally, which I'm so, I guess, proud of and excited by. And luckily I had no stitches, no tearing, just a baby. Yeah, really, really lucky. So in total my labour was 3 hours, which is insane. So yeah, 3-hour labour, and I got this little fella. He's looking like he wants to sleep in my arms tonight, even though that's not going to happen. But yeah, so 3-hour labour, no tearing, yeah, really, really fast. They tell you that sometimes your second baby is faster, so I'm definitely going to be freaking out when I have my next baby, and I'll be driving to hospital like first thing in the morning when I get those contractions, because if you can go from 2 centimeters to 8 centimeters in 20 minutes, it means that your body's a bit mental. Yeah, so I'm certainly not trying to be a hero by telling my story. I don't care that I had no pain relief. It's not about that. I just thought I'd share my story so that you could know a little bit more about me and my recovery and what my body will be doing in the return to fitness. That's the end of it. Have a good night, guys. Enjoy imagining that.